Okay, welcome to this month on the channel, or TMOTC as the cool kids call it, for February 2026. We got to record this very fast. Second month in a row I've done this, so I've stuck with it for 2 months. So that's something. We had a much different month here on the channel than last month. Last month was all about like starting strong and getting a lot of small games done and everything. This one we ended up picking up a lot of games that were a more decent size. So we didn't complete as many games, but we definitely started a good amount of games. On the completing side, starting and finishing this month, I think 2 games by my count. We wrapped up Cocoon in a few streams. Very small, short little puzzle game. Didn't give it a lot of pushback or anything. I don't think it was designed to be very difficult as like a puzzle game. But it was very cool. It had very cool moments, I guess I would say. Again, very kind of like walk step by step. Doesn't give a lot of difficult. There's a little moments where you got to like think about like what happened or something, but it didn't give even me, a dumbass, much challenge. But I didn't really want that. I kind of wanted that short experience when we headed into February with Cocoon. And again, cool little moments, cool little boss fights that I wasn't expecting. That just with your very limited move set as far as what you can do, as far as like picking up objects and everything. Actually did some really cool things. We also, in I think 2 streams, finished up a mountain climbing game called Jusant. Again, wasn't very long. There was a different climbing game called Cairn that came out this month, and I was interested in, but I kind of wanted, if I was going to play that, I kind of wanted to play Jusant first, because I know it was going to be a slightly different experience. I keep saying it's like one of those types of solo walking experiences where you're climbing up a mountain, story told through narrative little notes that you pick up and letters from the environment that you're in. So there's a lot of environmental storytelling with a mostly silent protagonist, with a special buddy that you're climbing with. Won't give up much more info than that, but yeah, it was just really chill. Not difficult climbing simulation or anything, but more climbing needed to think slightly more than like say like an Uncharted game back in the day where you're just holding a stick in a direction where you see the handholds or whatever. So a little more thinking than that, which again, small little experience, was totally fine. Didn't overstay its welcome type thing. We also, last month I talked about how I really wanted to get into the arcade mode of Unbeatable, but I was waiting on a patch for the version so that it would basically be playable and fixed. I like spoke it into existence because basically short after doing that, they announced that they were releasing the patch, and then it came out quite quickly after that. It's actually really fun. I'm having a lot of fun. I've done a few streams of the arcade mode. Started from the very beginning levels, so the easiest difficulties of these songs. I really like the varied soundtrack to the game. And I think we're currently on hard difficulty, which is probably a bit more my speed, and actually is giving me just slight pushback as I try to get like S ranks and everything on the songs. It's a lot of fun. It's very chill if you just want to watch me play a music game, which I know I haven't done in quite some time on the channel. I mean, obviously I did the story mode last year, at the end of last year, for Unbeatable. But there's something just fun about getting in that flow state with different tracks and different songs. For the rhythm game, and getting that, trying to do as best I can. Like I said, we're in hard right now, and I'm trying to get S's on all those, at least S's. We'll see how long I keep with it as far as we go on to the harder and harder difficulties. And definitely something that when more DLC comes out, either paid or not, and more tracks get released, I would definitely love to keep dipping back into the game and seeing what gets updated. So there. Why did I say so there? And then 3 games that we started and yet to finish. We'll start with Romeo's a Dead Man. I actually didn't know at the beginning of February if I was gonna play Romeo's a Dead Man at release, but I ended up doing that. By the time this video actually goes out, I'm probably either very close to finishing this game or finished, because I can tell it's kind of like wrapping up. As with, I think, a lot of a lot of Grasshopper games or Suda51 games, your mileage is definitely going to vary, both playing or watching and experiencing and enjoying. The combat and general moment-to-moment gameplay is what it is. It's not very it doesn't really like ask a lot out of you. It's much more simplistic. I was missing the S there. Simplistic hack and slash kind of like gameplay as you're going through levels and the environments. Soundtrack is really cool. The visuals are really cool. The different kind of little things that the game does as far as your level up menus is really cool. But the actual moment to moment, just beating up on enemies and stuff is just, it is what it is. I go into a Suda 51 game knowing what I'm probably going to get kind of thing. And that's what it is. So I'm not like let down. Hit the mic there. I'm not like let down or anything. But you know, it's just like I'm going through the motions of the normal moment-to-moment gameplay to just see what the next story beat is, which has been kind of interesting. And I've got a long-standing theory that, you know, again, I'm saying that this is probably gonna, this video will go live maybe by the time I finish the game or very close to it. I somehow still am holding on that I think it's somehow going to tie back to No More Heroes somehow. That's my theory. No spoilers, obviously, because I don't know the answer, but I'm thinking it's going to be like a late game reveal. So there's that. Yakuza 3 we started. On this channel, we've gone through Yakuza 0, Yakuza 1, Yakuza 2, both Kiwami 1 and Kiwami 2. Yakuza 3 remastered I'm playing, I should say. Opted not to try to get into the Kiwami version of 3 that released this month, and it's just very funny timing. It sounds like I kind of dodged a bullet in that case, but remastered, we just, as of now, we're not terribly far into it because I haven't had a ton of hours to put in over the month of February, but we just got past like the beginning chunk. I think we're like 5 chapters in at this point, and a lot of the like first 4 chapters are all about Kiryu at the orphanage, just doing a little side stuff with the kids, basically running the orphanage. I'm now at the point, spoilers, I guess, where Kiryu gets like sucked back into the Yakuza business, maybe against his wants. But so we're kind of going through that as slowly as we do. We do all the sub stories and we go through the main story basically. So you end up seeing a lot of it. But I'm taking my time with that game. There's no real rush that I ever feel about playing that. So that's, you know, don't hold me to it. The Yakuza series, I want to get through all these games and I'm going through them in the order that I've been doing. I'm trying to pick up the pace a bit where we get Yakuza 3 done sometime this half of the year, and then next half of the year we do Yakuza 4. And so we're getting like 2 Yakuza games at least done a year, so we catch back up. But even that might be a tall order. I don't know. And then as far as the visual novel side, I'm into Raging Loop, the second visual novel on this channel that has to do with the social deduction game of Werewolf or Mafia, or however you want to call it. Among Us, Among Us, maybe. I've been having a lot of fun streaming Raging Loop and reading through it. I don't know how far we're into it. Probably not terribly too long. And it seems people are enjoying watching the Raging Loop series here on YouTube. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. I'm not 100% yet sold if I'm like really, really like digging the story so far, but I think we're still quite early, if I'm being honest. We're kind of in like, without giving away too much information, the second loop of it. So we've got what seems to be like the pre-information of all the characters and all, and the helpless situation in the first loop out of the way, to the point where now it's like, okay, now we're actually experiencing our main protag actually like affecting the narrative as much as he can, because he's apparently aware of the loops and all that. But a lot of funny moments so far. It's kind of goofy in some moments, like I think intentionally. So it's kind of that weird visual novel where it's like, oh, a lot of serious shit is happening, and it's interesting. It's interesting to see how they're applying the social game that we know to like this actual narrative of like this weird, estranged, castaways people and village where you get, you know, sent away, ostracized basically, and then they have like this whole village situation where it's like, oh, elders and gods and all these things to assign the roles and all that. Very hard to explain, but they have that on top of like these very weird, goofy moments where you're just like, oh, it's like one of these types of visual novels kind of thing. Like I said, having a fun time playing through it and reading through it, but not yet sold that it's its quality yet, but we'll get through that again. Hopefully we can get that through or done through March. Hopefully it doesn't stay like too long or past that. And then lastly, I did a stream of this free game, something Jigsaw Puzzle Dreams, maybe I think it was called, where I started in on a jigsaw puzzle in a video game. Jury's still out on if I'm gonna do a second or third stream of that. I might do at least a second stream, maybe as soon as later this week. Later this week as of recording, I should say. Because it is just kind of chill, just booting it up and then doing a jigsaw puzzle, even though I suck at it. And I don't have like the patience or the eye or the artistic. I kept saying like the artistic eye to get that kind of done. But we'll see. Like I said, maybe even this Friday, 2 days from now as of recording this. Ooh, I'm dating when I'm recording this. But yeah, it's chill. It does exactly what it is. It's a free game, and I'm just putting together like a scenery thing. So it's like, okay, cool. I don't consider myself a big jigsaw puzzle person in like real life, but it's just like cool that the presentation that the game has as far as putting a puzzle together. So we might get more of that through March, because it would be cool to finish at least a puzzle on the channel, but also it's like a thing of hours versus like stream hours that I have available to me and stuff, and our busy stream schedule and stuff. So I don't have a ton as far as teasing for the month of March, and that's almost, I don't want to say by design, but that's almost because of the circumstance is that we have currently like 3 games, Raging Loop, Yakuza 3, and what was the other one? Oh, Romeo's a Dead Man, that we're still going into March to finish. So I don't have a ton of like ideas. Well, I have ideas, but I don't have a ton of things I want to solidify. I don't know if I said in the last video, but I would definitely want to spin the wheel of backlog, but I'm kind of holding off on that until I just finish Romeo's a Dead Man. I want to get that out of the way, and then we'll probably spin the wheel early March to see let random fate decide what's the next game we tackle on the list of never-ending games. But yeah, that I think is all I have. So unfortunately not a ton of teases or anything for the month of March. So I'll be sure to bring back more teases hopefully in the third installment of TMOTC. But yeah, that's this month on the channel. Thanks for watching anything you watch or care about or like watching, whether it's the random puzzle video or me struggling to read through Raging Loop. Hope you're enjoying more of that in March. Until next month.